What's up, my RGB Chaos? Coming back at you with another theory video for the game channel. Gamer, getting into some Final Fantasy VII Rebirth stuff. I've done a whole lot today, so I'm kind of tired. Some, extra, repair work and stuff, and so I'm a bit tired and drained because I'm still reading the shower journal. So getting into my head also drains my energy too. But yeah. Let's get into this. I think Deepground is very important for Rebirth. Because, here's the thing. Why in episode Yuffie do we see the brothers and the Deepground soldiers and not elaborate on those characters? Think about it. And the fact that Crisis Core actually took the time to model Weiss's hair in the cutscene this time, instead of just showing no faces. That's because Deepground is not only connected to Shinra, but connected to this continuity altogether. The fact is, Dirge Cerberus, I've said this before and I'll say it 100 times until people get it. Dirge Cerberus and Advent Children are inside the remake. They're not happening after, they're inside. They may actually do it outside, I don't know. But it looks like they said that they're going to get into the Advent Children, but we'll see what happens and into the third stuff. But the thing is, The thing is that I can't speak right now. But the thing is that it's to be seen. But Deepground's importance cannot be understatement. And the fact that Vincent looks the way he does is Dirge Cerberus look. With no fingerless gloves, with the extra spiky texture on his hair, is confirming that Deepground is the change that Sephiroth has done in this timeline is so much it's changed the character's appearances completely. Even Barrett looks different than he does in his original. Even something that small could be affected by the timeline. But it has to be the fact that Sephiroth went back in time and changed a lot. But because of this, Deepground are included in maybe in a smaller way, but in a way where Deepground's continuity coincides Rebirth. Because we see them literally in episode Yuffie. You fight the boss, and then there's Genesis in Crisis Core. After Dirge Cerberus, when Genesis says we got a lot of work to do, I think sending Sephiroth to the past was that work. It was, we got much work to do. Use whatever power they got to revive Sephiroth again, using another spare body part or remnant that they use and meld it with Genova cells, create another Kadash. Kadash evolves to a Sephiroth, goes back in time, messes everything up. So, and only if Genesis is involved in this. Now, he's an observer right now. But what's to say if we do kill Deepground, if we do defeat Weiss and Nero, and they don't come back for a Dirge Cerberus, then we have to face Genesis. I know they are not going to put no DLC, but I think it's possible. It's a small possibility that Vincent and Sid will have to fight Genesis in episode Vincent, which will have Sid right with Vincent. I mean, think about it. It's all coming together. All the things of the compilation exist with the remake. And Deepground's involvement goes even way past all that stuff. It goes way past all the things that we discussed in this video. Besides the Minerva cult and all that stuff. This will even go back to even Wutai. Now, we know Scarlet is the weapons director. I think it was just more than just Scarlet with her mech that killed Melfi and, beat Godo more times. I think it's more than even Zack and Sephiroth. I think the war was actually lowballed in Crisis Core and the original. I think that Deepground was involved in some way. I think it'd probably be during the Melfi incident. Because there's a reason why. Okay, there's a reason why. There's a reason why Deepground is a relevant force in episode Yuffie. Besides giving Yuffie a villain to fight, they didn't just give Nero and Weiss, and they didn't just put Nero and Weiss and have Yuffie fight Nero to just be there and exist. No, they did that on purpose. What if the restrictors or just regular Deepground soldiers were there too during the Wutai invasion? We only got to play Zack's part with Angeal when Angeal and Zack went to Wutai. We only went there that period of time. So, that's only one thing, and we know that Sephiroth is the one who actually won the Wutai War. But this time, in the remake continuity, there's just a ceasefire. Godo just like, you know what? I'm not gonna fight no more. Just lock me, just kidnap, just take me as a prisoner of war. I'm good. That's it. That's it. That's all there is to it. But since the Spheats are mostly young, it would have to be when Melfi dies. Probably when they were much younger. Probably the Deepground trainees were at least, some were actually Wutai soldiers that got captured and put in the healing bay that got turned into Deepground. But like I said, I think it's possible Deepground has existed even before then. Like I said, Wutai War, I think it's a bigger scale war. That, and I see why they're not going to put Wutai in Rebirth, because they lowballed it, so they want to actually make that a major part to finally finish off the Wutai War in Part 3, which makes sense. So I guess it makes sense why you're not able to go to Wutai in Part 2. Plus, like I said, with Reno's voice actor being out of the picture, Reno was a big part of the Wutai thing, trying to get, Elena back from Don Corneo, sorry. Don Perverio. That's what his new name is. Okay, I'll stop playing around. I'll stop playing. But then this will actually finish the conflict of Shinra. Rufus will take on the Wutai War, because there's something he could gain by controlling Wutai. Remember, Rufus controls Avalanche from the shadows, because he funds Avalanche. He is the mole in the mist, and he's now the president of Shinra. Of Shinra, completely after his father got killed. And then there's Hojo. There's Hojo involved with this thing. Plus, like I said, if Deepground's involved, Hojo's 100% involved. Remember, in Dirge of Cerberus, he took over Weiss's body. So this will finish the conflict between Shinra and Wutai, because I think this time, any Wutai people that are still fighting, even over Godo's orders, I think what's going to really happen with that is most likely Rufus is going to try to take over, kill any soldiers and anybody that's in there. That's why Episode Yuffie came out. Episode Yuffie came out, when Square Enix does this to their games, they actually telling us that this is going to be a bigger role. Why do you think Crisis Core Reunion came out? Crisis Core Reunion came out because Zack's going to be a big part of Rebirth. And we see Zack a lot in the trailer. In fact, we get to have a playable Zack. See, if Deepground and Wutai wasn't relevant at all, we wouldn't have Yuffie, a Wutai princess, go to Shinra to find some mysterious materia, fighting Dirge of Cerberus cast of villain cast, Deepground, and the younger brother Nero the Sable. It wouldn't have happened if Square Enix is saying that this is not relevant. They didn't elaborate on them, sure, but what they're saying is that the compilation is within the remake. The compilation, you just gotta pay attention. things have changed. But yes, pretty much that's the thing. Is the compilation exists, and it doesn't detract from the Sephiroth story. In fact, this also might add more story to Vincent, because Deepground was more relevant to Vincent Valentine, since his father actually made the experiments that started the formula to creating Deepground soldiers. And his formula is the one that created Weiss and Nero in the first place. And since Vincent Valentine's father was a scientist during the years of Professor Gas when they were younger, and Hojo was just an upstart at the time, this makes a lot of sense that they're connecting all the dots that we could not get in the original. In the original, I love the original. I will praise the original the day I die, but the original did not get enough backstory. The compilation, even though it's made things a little bit more, even if it's made things a little bit more complex, it has put some more backstory that connects the dots, and that's what this remake verse is. It's Final Fantasy VII Connect the Dots. So with Vincent being in our party, and he's going to be in, they're going to put some more story stuff. You're not going to be able to play as him, but they're going to throw his story right in there from the get-go. You might even see a Lucretia Vincent flashback of how Sephiroth was born, because, and if that's the case, that would prove altogether that this is actually something that proves my theory that Deepground and Wutai are very important keys to rebirth. You know, again, we don't know what's gonna happen. You may fight Shinra earlier. You might stop Hojo earlier. We might actually, you know, get somewhere with this, but we don't know. But still, I still think the possibility of Deepground's involvement is higher than ever. Why bring back Crisis Core, a compilation game that starts at the beginning? Why, in the DLC for the remake, you have to fight Deepground? They could just end it with Scarlet, but they didn't. And there's a reason. There's a reason. And the way Vincent looks without his, without his fingerless gloves, and his hair is a little bit more neat than it was in the trailer. In the trailer, it looks like the Dirge of Cerberus copy. They're also telling you they might even remake Dirge of Cerberus with the Final Fantasy VII. And if this goes into Advent Children, if they're saying this is confirmed to go into Advent Children, that means Dirge of Cerberus is getting a remaster or remake. It's getting a remake. 100%. It's confirmed. Well, not confirmed, but it's a figurative confirmation that there might be a Dirge of Cerberus remake, for the fact that we got all these elements. And then the last article I read was talking about this connecting to Avid Children. If this didn't connect to it, they wouldn't say that. So that means they're going to make Dirge of Cerberus remaster. I think it's possible and I cannot wait. That I will actually play on stream. I love Dirge of Cerberus, but that's besides the point. They're going to make Dirge of Cerberus. What they're going to do is they're going to let you, they're not going to let you play Vincent in this game, but to make up, they're going to make a Dirge of Cerberus remaster like Crisis Core. So may the Crystal bless you. Sorry, I'm not talkative. I'm just drained today. May the Crystal bless.